Hello and welcome back once again to product placement. So as I said in the previous video, if you watched that one, on my journey to Walmart, I found not one, but at least two, possibly exclusive to Walmart flavors. I did the previous one, the everything bagel, in the last video, and I'm going to go ahead and knock the second one out now as well, because as I said at the end of the last video, I just made dinner and I want some chips to go with it. And I think today's product might actually go better with my dinner than the everything bagels chips would. So I'll probably post these on different days, but they are being filmed back to back because that's how video production actually works. You film a bunch of stuff at once, you edit it later, and you post it up on different days, even though it was all filmed in one day. So what is today's exclusive flavor of Pringles? Well, today's flavor is none other than Chili Cheese Fries Pringles. So as I said in the last video, I was at Walmart looking at the chip aisle just to see if they had anything new. Saw the Philly cheesesteak Pringles that I had done in a previous video. Right next to that was the everything bagel Pringles, and then as I was turning to leave, these were kind of sitting up on the shelf by themselves, and I grabbed it. I said, what is this one? Made a mental note, went back and finally got it. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to try and keep this one fairly short because my dinner is just about done and I need to make sure I don't burn it. So enough stalling, let's pop these open and see what we think of chili cheese fries Pringles. So fries are potatoes, chips are potatoes. So in this case, you're kind of getting the same thing. So these are basically probably just going to be chili cheese flavored Pringles. Why they say fries, I don't know, but let's pop them open and see what we think. They look like they got some cheesiness to them. They're a little bit more on the yellow side than normal, but not too dark. There are little flakes of red on it, so probably like some chili powder or some smoked paprika or something. Let's give them the smell test and see if we can distinguish anything other than the can. Definitely some chili powder in there. Definitely get that. Grab a couple here as normal and give them a proper smell test away from the can. Why do I get a better chili smell in the can than I do out of the can? That has an odd scent. That's actually a bit more towards paprika than it is chili. So again, could be a little bit of combination of chili powder and smoked paprika. A little bit of a cheesiness in there, but it's being masked by the chili paprika kind of combination. But yeah, not much else to say as far as the smell. Let's pop them in our mouth and see if they taste like chili cheese fries. Cheers. Okay, that was interesting. So when I first popped them in my mouth, I immediately got the flavor of what dog food smells like. If you have a dog and you've ever opened up the can of the wet food, and you get that whiff of the wet food where it kind of has that odd, like generic beef stew kind of scent almost. That's what these taste like when it initially hit my tongue. Then as I crunched it up and everything mixed together, I got a slight burst of, oh, there's the chili cheese fries. And then it just kind of dissipated into nothing where all I was doing was crunching up chips. But now I got that slight flavor of the scent of dog food kind of lingering around my tongue as an aftertaste. It's not overpowering, it's not horrible, but like I said, it's almost like generic beef stew out of a can versus chili out of a can, if that makes sense. Let's try a couple more. Okay, so after having a second one, I think I know what that's supposed to be. That time I got a lot more beefiness, but not in the sense of like a beef stew. I got more of like a ground beef type of flavor, like when you chop up hamburger and brown it and then you mix that in with the chili. I think that's what that's supposed to be, is it's a generic beef flavor. So like a beef bouillon kind of thing, maybe mixed in with the chili powder. So it's like a ground beef heavily inspired chili, but the cheese itself is almost non-existent. Like there's little flavors of cheese, but again, it's kind of like Cheez-It dust, but it's very faint. It's kind of masked by everything else. Not getting much in the way of French fries other than I'm eating potato chips and they're both made out of potatoes. And unfortunately, one thing people got to remember is chili powder is not the same flavor as chili. I know you use chili powder to make chili, but licking the actual powder and then eating finished chili are two completely different flavors because the powder has had time to cook off and mix and blend with other things. You can't just put chili powder onto something and say, hey, it's chili flavored, because it's not. It's chili powder flavored. There is a distinction there. Also on that second round, I am getting a bit of a smokiness. So like I said, it could be a smoked paprika, or they might have added a little bit of a dash of like liquid smoke to try and give it that smoky aftertaste. But overall, yeah, it's not the best blend. I can kind of see what they were going for, but I don't think they quite nailed it. If it was a little bit more on the beefy side, a little bit less chili powder, and a little bit less of that overall flavor of what dog food smells like, and I do emphasize what dog food smells like because I've never actually eaten dog food, but I have had that same scent when I've opened up some cans of generic like store brand chili, or like the cans of chili that are specifically meant for like hot dogs, for like doing chili cheese dogs. If you get the cheapest can of chili you can find and pop it open, it kind of has that same generic beef stew dog food kind of scent as well, but has a better flavor. This, the flavor tastes like how those smell. But I don't know if dog food actually tastes the way it smells. It could taste amazing. I don't know. I've never ate it. At least not that I remember. I might have done something dumb when I was a kid, but I only had a dog once, and I think we served him dry food. I never ate that either. So yeah, if you can get over that initial flavor when you first take them into your mouth, once they get chewed up, there's a little bit of a, oh, that's where they're going with this, but then it just kind of dissipates, and then there's like a lingering something floating around in your mouth that sadly almost tastes gritty. Like, not like I got sand in my mouth. It's just like the feel on my tongue right now is like, if you get generic blue box mac and cheese, not Kraft, but like the store brand, and you open it up and you take out the cheese powder and you just dump some in your hand and licked it, that's kind of the feel I got on my tongue right now, is just like a powder on my tongue, but it doesn't really have a cheesy flavor to it like if I just ate cheese or cheese powder or chili cheese fries. It's just like this kind of flat, powdery, almost gritty, but not like sand type of feel, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's my take on these. Not much else to say. So that's going to be it for this episode. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Links are in the description. Ring the bell, I believe, is down here now, or maybe over here. It used to be up in one of the corners, but they moved it to below the videos now. It's been like that for a while. I'm just now acknowledging it, so if I look confused by it, it's because I'm old. But yeah, ring the bell, make sure you get notifications every time I post new content. And until next time, as always, cheers.